Is that ain't messy.
I think it's based. I think it's based.
I think that's a cop out to say all athletes are messy.
I'm not saying all. I'm saying a lot of people, just athletes, people period, are messy. They chit chatter. They give information back and forth.
I think all humans are messy to some degree. Right. You know what I mean? So, but making content out of the mess is.
Cam Newton should not be inquiring to Dwight Howard's ex if she's seen him sleep with a bunch of men.
And I think it's based. I think it's based off how you portray yourself.
Name a popular broadcaster or anybody just in media at this point who isn't messy and who doesn't look to benefit.
But some niggas,
just name one. But in sports, in hip hop, and whatever,
most of the sports dudes are not messy. The Kelsey brothers are not messy. Ryan Clark would never do that. Them pivot dudes would never do that. Who else? Micah Parsons wouldn't do it on his pod. Carmelo would never touch it on his pod. Like most of the sports podcasts, they wouldn't do that. Retired or not retired, they just wouldn't broach that. If that's Cam style, it's Cam style. Listen, J.R. Smith said something to him. Yeah. J.R. Smith said, "Yo, that's just corny." Cam replied with, "I ain't hard to find. See me and tell me about it." See, I don't even like that reply.
Or
like I'm telling you now. I don't have to see you face to face to tell you what I think. I can type it and send it to you. I may not want to have no conversation with you, especially if you just type a message, like it's Bush League. Especially J.R. Smith, who has rebranded and kind of gotten away from his reputation as Mr. Hennessy and Mr. Make the Wrong Decision. Like, he's kind of out of it. If J.R. Smith is telling you something is messy, who else? How many more people are there to listen to when it comes to that?
All right. Well, I agree with you.
I'm concerned with it at all.
I do agree.
Well, Cam don't care, and it's not even like that's a big enough interview for him to take that route. Like, this is not like an interview that's about to get 20, 30 million views, so the message it ain't like Cat Williams being messy and Shannon Sharp sitting
there. It might not, but we're talking about it on this huge platform, and everybody's talking about it.
And what other reason would you interview her?
No, we talked about, I don't know if it was I don't remember what iteration this podcast is what, but we talked about Dwight Howard ages ago when it first came out, the case came out that I don't want to repeat it, but that's when we talked about that. And every time he came out and denied it, I talked about it. So it's like, this ain't a new topic for me.
The newness is the fact that she is loquacious and talkative now, whereas she never used to be. She could not talk about him. So something's different. Like, where she is not going to face any kind of legal ramifications for speaking. Something's definitely different because she's making rounds.
Man, go find news to talk about. Go find news to talk about. Don't talk about me. And if not me, but if he likes and sleeps with men, that's his thing. Who cares?
There should be a code amongst
human beings.
Human beings and ex-athletes. If you was an athlete, you should understand that
there should be
some sort of code and discernment when approaching a situation like that. So Cam, it makes you think, you don't like Dwight, or Dwight is just a person the niggas just pick on. Well, I wouldn't expect that from Cam.
There should be code. There should be codes within every field.
I agree.
Right? Like the same you said about athletes. I think singers have a code, rappers have a code, for sure. Producers, engineers have a code.
For sure.
Like, there should be codes to some of these.
And even outside of the industry, like, doing that is messy and corny.
Yeah, I don't love it. I don't love it from Cam. I don't.
Like, I can see if maybe she does have going on, but why else are you sitting with her other than to be messy?
I don't like it either, but I do think at this point he decided, listen, I'm trying to get ratings, and might be the way that I'm going to go about it. I don't agree with how he's doing it, but at this point, I have her up here. There's nothing else to really talk to her about anything outside of Dwight. And
so then you was messy on the invite.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah.
Like, the inception of the interview is.
I think he stood tall. I think he's standing tall, and that's what I'm going to do at this point in media. I'm going to go ahead and deliver the mess, and there's going to be a lot of people who are going to listen to it and who want to see it. Sad to say, I'm not for it, but I can't be mad.
That's the part I don't know about. And I think that presumption is why so many people sign up for the message. Like, it's just presumed that if we provide enough mess, we'll get views because people want to care about mess. I don't know how many people is tuning in to see Dwight Howard's ex do that. She's not really identifiable or recognizable, really. She didn't tell the story with any pizzazz. He seemed like he was pulling it out pulling it out of her. I just don't. We'll see. I'm open to being wrong, but I don't think he's breaking the YouTube charts with that one.
I don't either.
I think the internet is telling people, no matter whether you're famous or not, people just want to be involved or be in the know of the mess, no matter who it comes from, no matter who's attached. It can be two strangers that you've never met in life, and you still want to know what's going on with their mess. People are entertained by the fucking mess at any scale, the biggest of stars to the lowest of stars. And he's going to provide the mess, and it does get gravitate.
What's up, y'all? I want to thank y'all so much for tapping into my channel. I appreciate y'all so much. And the clip I do show y'all, that was Joe Budden and the whole Joe Budden podcast. And they were speaking about Cam and also Dwight Howard. So Cam, he's under fire for interviewing Dwight Howard's ex-girlfriend, and that is Royce Reed. And in this interview with Cam, she decided to, quote-unquote, expose Dwight. And she said that Dwight, he likes, men. And she said that she walked in on Dwight in a bedroom, and he was in the bedroom with a man. And I actually got to say that I believe some of the stories that I've heard about Dwight Howard because, for example, a couple of weeks ago, there was a man who claimed that he was in a relationship with Dwight Howard. And I got to say that in most cases, when we hear these kind of stories of men being zesty or being, on the down low, I would say that most of the times it's actually true, these kind of stories, because where there's smoke, there's fire. I actually believe that Dwight Howard, he's on the down low, and the best advice that I can give Dwight is just to, come out and accept that you are the man that you are. So, let me know what you think about this. Make sure to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next videos.